Okay, this looks pretty good. I'm not getting any buffering. Hey, Bar. We need to get some more cover on the kids' play area there. Let's see. I can over here to get this. I need to find a cool spot and stay there, but I gotta find a place that's not buffering. This is a pretty good spot. I'm not getting any buffering so far. How are you doing? It is something else, isn't it? Woo! We got cut. Because I don't have any buffering and I got a clear view.
Okay. You got no charger? Or are you charging your phone through the gimbal?
I'm going to charge it through it. I'm going to go get my cords. And then I've got another charger too.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to play this smarter.
Oh my God, my hair is in my face, like.
And then it like sticks.
Try to look nice in the hot weather.
I look like I've been in a cat fight.
Maybe a little bit.
You know, you get to a point where it's just like, okay, I give. At least I put a little makeup on today, which might be smeared all over my face. I have no idea.
Yeah, right.
I used to be like full face every day, false eyelashes. When I came in the room, everybody knew it. I gotta tell you, it's pretty nice getting older because you can relax a little. It's just sort of like, it is what it is. That's all right. Being fabulous is fun though. You're fabulous.
Thank you.
You are. Come in out of the sun.
I know.
Feels good?
It is what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Santa. How are you? Let me work my camera and here. I have actually never looked up video on the camera before. No, I haven't. Yeah, I'm Santa, guys. I just try to help you guys as much as I can. Yeah. Remember I told you I asked the chat if they wanted to sign it. I didn't want to be the one who decided. Yes, they were told. You know what? I wanted to
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy 4th of July weekend. Can everyone hear me in the back? Okay, great. I'm going to pass it off to Chuck. He is going to open us in prayer, and then we're going to eat.
Hello. Bow your heads in prayer, please. Lord, we pray for your protection as we fight for freedom. Words that we say, you put there. Let us speak and behave in a manner that pleases you. Protect us from trouble wherever we go and keep evil from us. In Jesus' name, amen. Would you pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
All right, everyone. Before you go off to eat, if we're going to do one more thing, I have Jennifer here. She's been so gracious to sing the national anthem. If we could just hold off one more moment, we're going to sing the national anthem before we break out and eat.
I just want to say thank you to people who come and the people who are watching. Thank you for supporting us. There's a lot of people trying to pull this movement apart, and God bless them. Let them try. Let them try. There are people saying mean things about us. There are people looking at past. There are people judging us. Judge on, knuckleheads. Judge on. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what supreme we have at the twilight's last gleam, who brought strife and bright dawn through the perilous sky on the ramparts we watched was the gallantly stream, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was sincere. Lord, save us, that's the thing of that throw them down from the street and the
watch that stick.
We can have one more round of applause for Jennifer.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, we are going to break to eat. I know you're hungry.
There she is. What is that? Oh my gosh, are you like, you are so sweet. Oh my gosh. Look at what they brought me. My Texas tribe. Thank you. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, y'all put in your chairs. Come get in the shade if you want. Well, it's eating time. It's eating time too. This is so sweet. Thank you so much. What is it? It's like an orange cream?
Orange cream.
Yum. I'm eating it. I love orange cream. Thank you so much. Oh, no. I'll sit it right here. I'm going to put it in the tripod. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. I love this sweet frog. Is that right? Oh, thank you. How nice.
The picnic table, slide them down the
Nice.
lower section of the white tent over here. That would be great.
Y'all have a good time?
Hey Santa, they're taking breaks for lunch. That'll shut down in about 5 minutes. I just turned my system on so it'll cut off.
Okay.
I forgot about it. I forgot to turn this system back on.
You got the system starting to cook.
I forgot I had it damn fixed. It'll shut down in about 5 minutes.
You got it.
I got you used to having that system back.
Yeah, good.
Hey, I spent 3 years when it turned off, so.
Just this morning. Oh my goodness. Awesome. I was just thinking about you guys this morning.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna have
I'd love to see what cowboy hat here today. And there they go.
Asking you shall receive.
We went with Simon to get some quotes. We got some good quotes. Yes. And Calvin Coolidge, and then we did Brandon Hill, and he was getting all the we got a lot of John Adams.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
While everyone is grabbing food, just want to invite you all to please visit our vendors. We have Craig with flagpoles and hitches for your pickup. We have Mike and Bob with Bob's t-shirts and hats and flags. We also have Ridgeline with our official 1776 Restoration Movement t-shirts and hats, as well as other things for sale.
No, boy, you can hear it in that library at the top.
We also have David, just joined us. David with custom vinyl stickers. He is on the right-hand side of the white or blue canopy tent. Okay, the white one. Great. See him if you would like a vinyl decal. And oh yes, we also have our Constitution table. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Where you can get your very own little pocket Constitution.
Oh, sorry, I got tangled up. I got tangled up last night. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look what Simon got me for my birthday. How nice was that? And my birthday's not even till Monday. It's orange creamsicle. Hey, Gloria. Uncle Deuce. Oh, so we got James, everybody. All right.
It looks good, sir.
Oh, look, it's Big D.
What's up?
So it's buffering a little bit here, but we're in the shade, so I'm not moving.
Again. Let's meet the people. Got the look.
We just need to keep
Yeah, everything looks really good. All right, thank you.
I wanted to tell you, we did last week, and Anna was down there this week.
Good.
And the sheriff we talked to at Eagle Pass was right beside Anna. I mean, yeah, the sheriff that I talked to, and I took a picture with him. One at Eagle Pass, and we went to Del Rio, and then we went back up to Uvalde, where all those poor children were killed. Oh my goodness. She's sitting outside.
Yeah.
Talked to the state trooper up there. And of course, they're trying to cover that up
Yeah.
for gun rights and stuff. They're trying to do that. The mayor has said that the school's going to come down and the FBI is now taking it over. So they're just guarding it all around.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Come in out of the shade. Get behind me. Get in the shade.
Okay.
You got to get in the shade. It's too intense. It looks so pretty, but you're going to be warm.
Bring the Constitution back to where it's supposed to be. Bring us back to where we're supposed to be with the Constitution.
It's right there, hon. That's what I heard. That is your spot from what I heard. Yeah.
Motorcycle escort. These policemen I went up and
The
talked
dinner
to,
bell
they
just
said,
rang,
"Let's
so
just
make sure you
take
get
her
some
up
good
there."
food.
That's how God works.
They've been cooking all day and it smells
And
amazing.
he took me out there and he
Yep.
pointed
And there's
out
lots of cold
there,
drinks too.
106 degrees in the shade, and there's two crossing. So I got the video of that one. Because I want to talk to some people around our district area and then go up to see them. You know, because it's like, this is ridiculous. And then that policeman had his phone, just sent me a picture. He said, and he showed that two border patrol trucks and all
Bill, it
While
smells good what
everyone
you're cooking.
is helping themselves
Smells
to
good.
a plate, I'm going to have Simon come up to the stage in just a moment here. He's going to start you off with some
Simon!
education on the Constitution.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I had to eat that orange creamsicle ice cream. It was really amazing. It is so hot. How hot is it in Texas, Uncle Deuce? Oh my gosh. All the bumbles on Bumble Lane. Yay, we love Bumble Lane. All right, y'all hang on. I'm gonna turn this gimbal off and put you in the tripod.
Oh yeah. Kate carries it because of my pockets. Yeah, sure. Sure.
I'm gonna figure this out. Sorry, y'all. I'm moving you around. Like I've got to set up my little situation here. My little corner of the world. Oh, that'll work. How's that, Santa? That's not anywhere in your way, is it? Okay. Oh, this is a good spot. Okay, I think we're all set there. How's that look, y'all?
Hello, America. While we are waiting, I wasn't expecting to necessarily specifically speak about the Constitution. I do have some speeches that we can, some quotes, some speeches from history that I can share with you. I do have a copy of the Constitution, or the Declaration of Independence. If we have a few minutes, I could, I guess, just read the Declaration of Independence in Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and the nature God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind required that they should declare the cause which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established shall not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. They have a long list of grievances against the King of Great Britain. He has refused to assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance. Unless suspended in their operation till his assent shall be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people unless those people should relinquish the rights of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies in places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers incapable of annihilation have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws of naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws or establishing judicial powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. Again, these are grievances that they're listing against the King of Great Britain. Some of these sound pretty familiar to where we are today. He has made judges dependent on his will alone, as I mentioned, for the tenure of their offices and the amount of their payments of their salaries. He has elected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil powers.
He has combined with others to subject us to a judiciary foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation. For quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by mock trial, from punishment for any murders which should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us, in many cases, of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond the seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in the neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies. For taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny already began with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy of the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against our country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an indistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressed, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here, and we have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. I'm not sure, some of these words aren't quite common English anymore. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation, and hold them as we hold in for the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world, and for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with the firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we pledge our lives. We pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor.
I love Simon. It's so good to have him back, isn't it?
And we all know that we know the results, we know the end of the story, but if they were not successful, they would either hang separately or they would all hang together.
Too high.
Benjamin Franklin said, "They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." Abraham Lincoln said, "Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves." John Basil Barnhill said, "When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty."
Oh my goodness, Barbara sat down right in front of the
Nelson Mandela said, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedoms of others." And Benjamin Franklin also said, "Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech." Doesn't that sound relevant today? And I would add that I challenge any one of you to find one example in the history of the planet where they did not use fear to take away your freedom. And usually that does start by taking away freedom of speech and controlling the press, controlling the narrative. So you get to hear more of Simon Says later. What's up, Patriot?
Now she's in the shade anyway.
Wrote me a little speech, kind of about why I'm here.
She's a character.
I refuse to quietly freeze to death while my country collapses around me. I support what the 1776 Restoration Movement stands for, and I will be with them on July 4th and beyond. I think more Americans should be here with us. When I say that, people ask me why they should be here. I tell them I cannot answer that question for them. The best I can do is tell them why I'm here. To paint a picture, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am 44 years old. I have been married to my wonderful wife, Corinne, for almost 18 years now. She and I have 5 wonderful children, 4 boys between 14 and 9, and a 6-year-old girl. And yes, I just assumed their genders. We live paycheck to paycheck and always have. Neither of us have a college degree. Heck, I don't even have a diploma from high school. It was a GED, a good enough diploma for me. To make up for that piece of paper that society seems to think we need to acquire, we work hard. I put in 16-hour days on the regular. Then I typically get home and practically fall down from exhaustion. Rather than a formal education, I learned and gained experience as I went. Life can be a brutal teacher, but the lessons it teaches are far more valuable than anything you learn from a book. I learned how to provide 21 meals a day for my family, and that is no easy task, but we make it work. We all make it work. At 19, I joined the Army. 3 years later, I was out with bad knees, a broken back, a broken spirit, and a broken mind. Shortly thereafter, I met my wife, and she helped me in so many ways I cannot begin to explain. She stepped in and became my crutch when I needed one. She shined a light on me when everything was dark. She helped me find my own way. Of course, it's been sunshine and rainbows ever since. I am a small business owner. We've had 2 construction businesses that failed. We learned from our mistakes and now have a successful business with over 30% growth year after year. What this government did and is still doing to small business in America is disgraceful and purposeful. Until the manufactured pandemic of COVID 1984 and all the government overreach that came with it, things were going great. We were on track for our best year ever. We were discussing hiring 2 more employees. Our reputation in our community was growing at a fast rate, and we were actually able to save a little money. Until we were forced to shut our business down, we applied for an exemption to stay open, and we were declined. We weren't even allowed to repair leaking roofs with new materials, only to do what was needed to stop the leak, while wearing a mask on a roof. For 6 weeks, we watched another contractor down the street who remodeled kitchens working because he was approved for his exemption. I was not allowed to do outside work, but he was allowed to do work inside people's homes. Apparently, new kitchens are necessary, but a leaky roof can wait until the virus has passed. There is a special sting when you take a man's ability to provide for his family away. Ronald Reagan once said, "The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help." So government was there to help. They were kind enough to offer loans to people with more than 100 employees. And as long as they followed the rules, they didn't have to pay the loan back. They also offered this loan to businesses with less than 100 employees, like mine. But that must be paid back. Backed into a corner and facing the closing of my business, I felt I had to take it. What else was I going to do? Close? I don't know how to do anything else. Why do the companies who have 1 to 99 employees not have the same opportunity as a business with 100? It has been one thing after another since that closure. Material delays, price increases from week to week, making it nearly impossible to keep a schedule and maintain a 5-star reputation that we have been building for years. It also makes it very hard to keep good employees. We have gone from whole house renovations to small repairs like roof repair, window leak. People aren't spending money, and I can't blame them. We all saw what happened. People could not work. Businesses went under all around us. Families fell apart. Parents began to bicker and fight with each other over the damage we were doing to our children. What is it like behind their masks as they watch the chaos in the world around them crumbling? It is all some have known. To them, this isn't the new normal. It's just normal. That's heartbreaking and infuriating at the same time. It sure is hopeless to know. It sure is a hopeless feeling to know this is our busiest time of year, and I am sitting in my home office writing this rather than on a job site providing for my family. So why am I here again? The enemy has surrounded us because we let that happen while we were asleep. Additionally, any who thought they were awake were often busy watching the wrong hand. Those of us who swore it, we forgot our oath. We allowed the tentacles of government to touch all aspects of our lives. We allowed them to grow into a beast, and now we must beat that beast back into its constitutional cage. We must be willing to give up something now, or we will lose everything later. If we don't, our kids will lose everything and be doomed to live in a world of weak men and bad times. I am here because I am a man. I am the protector of my family, and government is the biggest threat they face. Patriots like us are the greatest threat the tyrants in D.C. face. Our voice is our strongest weapon in the arena of ideas.
No, that can't
We
be
the people have the true power. They only rely on illusions of power. I will go to D.C. to stop D.C. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object, in which they design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Thomas Jefferson, the Declaration of Independence. Pretty sure people in Washington forgot all about that. I have overcome broken bones, a broken spirit, alcoholism, a broken mind. I have made mistakes, faced losses and victories, just like all of you. I thank God for all of them because I know that if I hadn't gone through that hell, If I hadn't defeated my own demons, I wouldn't be here ready for the ones we must face now.
Take a look.
Only these demons are not strictly of the spiritual realm. They are also flesh and blood. They are tyrants, a cancer to our land and a death sentence to our Lady Liberty.
And I have TikTok.
She lays on her deathbed crying out for help in a muffled